Hello, and thanks for checking out our video. Today we're going to show you how AKA and the Microsoft platform provides fast and affordable solutions for addressing time-sensitive SB-1421 requests. Today we're going to cover inbound requests. Okay? So this can be either via email or we can post forms on a portal. Then we're going to cover how you track and respond to requests, as well as manage your activities and documents that may be attached to those requests. Then we're going to flip to more of a manager style view and go through some approval processes. And then finally, we're going to end with some really awesome reporting and insights using the Power BI capabilities. Let's start with a request coming from an email from someone in the media. Quickly responding to these requests can be challenging when you use manual processes and applications that weren't really designed for these workflows. In this case, we're going to see we can pull data from the body of the email, or it could be from an attachment. While that's processing, let's take a look at our request processing application. So we see we've got nice dashboards here that easily show us the information that we have on all the requests that have been coming in. We can drill into the details by clicking on any of these links, and we can also drill into these reports. But first, let's go in and take a look at a detailed report. So this is the one that was created automatically from that inbound email. You see it automatically set the status, who it came from, both the company and the email. But now let's take a look at the details. In here you can see that we've got just general information about this particular request. The ID that was auto-generated. By the way, an email was also sent out automatically. A description of the incident and what information they're seeking, who is making the request, and we can even see their contact details. You can see here. We can also see what company they came from, what type, were they media, an inmate, attorney, etc. And then the date received, which again auto-populates, and then any other additional details, such as the request type. Was it a use of force? Was it dishonesty? Was it sexual in nature, etc.? And then finally, who is the requested target? So what officer, in this case, are they inquiring about? On the right-hand side, you can see our timeline and history. Here we see the inbound email that was automatically generated and attached. And then it also automatically created a couple of tasks. One for the request approval or request review, and another one for the approval. Here we have our business process flows. And think of this as just steps in a process. So you can see here under the received, we've completed all of those tasks, and now we can move on to the next stage. And so we're now at the review stage. Okay? And this is the part where it will kick off an approval once we've verified that the information we've got is available. We can also jump over to documents and see the attachments. So that was stripped out of the email and automatically placed inside of this request record. And then here's just a more broadly, more detailed view of all of those activities that were auto-generated, as well as other activities that can be manually created. Now, let's go back and open up that document so that you can see within the web browser, I can open up a document. I can read and edit this document, again, all in the browser. You don't have to download it and save it and reopen it, and it will always be attached to this particular record. Now, if we go back to the details, let's go take a look at the contact level. So this is, again, the person that is making the request. So we see his contact details. Yes, he came from the Los Angeles Times, his other contact information, his email, his phone call, things that he either put in the email or things that we just have on file. We could even get directions if we needed to, just all depending on how well you know your city. And then here's our timeline of all interactions that have been happening for this particular individual, and they do roll up at that request level as well as an organization level. Then we can have additional details, and here's where we would see all the requests that this particular individual has submitted. Now let's take a look at the organization or company level detail. And very similar to the contact level, you see that we do just track different information at the company level, but again, a roll-up of all the history of interactions, a roll-up of any activities that we have associated with that organization, and then here's a list of all the requests over time that this particular media organization has submitted. So very easy for us to just within a couple of clicks, see all of their requests. Now we're going to flip over to an email and the approval process. So whatever person is required to send these approvals, you can see that we can see the attachments inside of the document, open those up. Again, I'm inside of Outlook now, and then I can either approve or reject this particular step in this process. Next up, let's go back to the organization. We'll take a look at the dashboarding capabilities. So as we saw earlier, the dashboards are very user-friendly, easy to use, and individuals can create their own, or those can be administratively driven. I'll give you another slightly different work view. So when I take a look at, for example, my work dashboard, right? These are the things that I got to concentrate on and focus on immediately. So I've got it front and center right there. I got a list of tasks, some emails, some follow-up phone calls. And the way that I complete these tasks to progress this request through is go ahead, open that up. I can see, yep, we validated the request, mark that as complete, and you'll see that it's now no longer on the list. Pretty smart, right? Now let's take a look at the Power BI embedded reports. This is really where analytics start to hit the road, and we can see great information that shows us our inbound requests over time, the statuses of those, the types of organizations that we're getting these requests from, right? So we can see a nice little different mix there. And then we can also see individual details, along with being able to drill down to the actual individual record itself. Now we're going to just open up this report itself, and we're going to do a little drill down so that we can now see that we've got, as I click on any of these columns in the bar charts, notice that the other data is being filtered to reflect that information. Then we have our little details view, which includes not only our column chart, but also our year-over-year growth and percentages. Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? Right? We can drill into any individual time and date and see exactly how long it's taking us on average to respond to those requests. Great for that being posted to public records information and showing just how well we are responding to these types of requests. That wraps our short little video. Should you want more information or arrange for a private demonstration, feel free to reach us at our contact details shown here. Thanks again for joining. Bye.